And then the Christmas Day bombing, I saw that on television briefly, and just I was flipping through the channels for about 2 hours, and it was just all conflicting reports, and all of them saying full body scan. We need more security at the airports.
Yeah, within minutes. The scanners are the answer, and this happens right as the scanners are going in. They're saying, oh, we're putting these in because of this now. They were ordered a year ago. They were going in the last 3 months. Now they're all going in right on time with this, right as they want to go into Yemen. And then all the other evidence from the event of the smart dressed man bringing the bomber on, somebody videotaping the whole thing. FBI didn't want to talk about it, won't release the Amsterdam video from the airport in Europe, the second bomber they reportedly found and then covered up, now caught covering it up. This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I haven't had a whole lot of time in the last week or two to really catch up, but can you explain just more the benefit of us going to Yemen? Is that supposed to put, like, more pressure on Saudi?
Well, no, I appreciate your call. No. That's to aid Saudi Arabia, who's in a civil war right now with Yemen. And our troops are already there the last 3 or 4 months, 2,000 of them. The bombing raids, the CIA are already there. They want to go into North Africa as well, into Somalia and Sudan. They're on the East Coast. This is all part of the new agenda, the new rollout of tyranny. Clearly staged. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Matthew in New Hampshire. The live free or die state. Go ahead, Matthew.
Hey, yeah, Alex. Great to talk to you. You're a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of yours. You and Ron Paul are like two of my greatest role models.
Well, I'm a huge fan of you liberty lovers. So that's mutual.
Exactly. I'm a member of the Free State Project here in New Hampshire, and, we try to fight, the globalism through local legislation and trying to get proper people elected, and that's what we need to do.
You're fighting well, too.
Yeah, I got my car spray painted with InfoWars. It's on the hood and down each side, and you should see it. It's so great because I drive down the street and people are hanging out their cars, yelling and screaming. A lot of people listen to you, and you do an amazing job.
Well, let me just say this, Matthew, and then hear your final point. When I get up here and I tell people that I get off a plane in Central America or in Canada or in England now or anywhere, we run into listeners. But 4 or 5 years ago, I'd be in England, and I might run into 10 people when I'm on the street the whole time I'm there. Now, everywhere I go, cars are stopping, people are stopping. You wear an Infowars.com T-shirt out in public, you're going to meet like-minded people. All these patriots send me letters saying, start a dating service. I want to meet like-minded patriots. Folks, you wear an Infowars.com shirt to parties, events, you're going to find like-minded women and men, depending if you're a man or a woman. That doesn't mean that they're going to want to date you, but if you're talkative and charming, that may happen. But that's why COINTELPRO's attacking us. That's why they're hitting us from all sides, because they know we have really had a big effect. And it actually creeps me out. I never intended to be in this position. I never intended for this to happen. But you say you drive around with Infowars.com spray painted on your car, and does it happen every time you go out? How much is this happening where people respond to you? Again, that's a sonar ping of how many people are awake.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. It's because at first I expected to get in fights over it maybe. Maybe people would be against the whole 9/11 thing. But it's almost every other day, and I'm not exaggerating. And they don't just honk. People are leaning out their windows, waving, shaking their fists. It's pretty impressive. You've got to see it. And it is, and it's about that, fighting through local government.
And I would imagine 1/100th of people that see it and like it are the ones that are waving at you.
Exactly. So many people, because I have a pretty cool, loud sports car that I whip around, and, people are always kind of gawking at it. So that's why I decided to put InfoWars on it. And
has it been helpful? Has it been helpful with the ladies?
Well, I have a girlfriend. I've been with her for 8 years.
Good,
We're
good.
both, in the InfoWar together. So she's amazingly beautiful. We're both in school to be educators.
Nothing like a patriot woman. That's
exactly. Well, that's the thing. I had to find a girlfriend who could understand these issues, because otherwise she'd get sick of me fighting for these issues, So I'm in school to be an educator so I can inform, students. I want to be a high school science teacher. And you've kind of, after thinking about what I want to do in my life, I realized that's one of the best ways to inform
And
people.
you will influence thousands of people with the truth instead of the brainwashing. Matthew, send us a photo. Send it to showtips@infowars.com in your car, and we'll try to post it.
All right, you got it.
Good to hear from you, Matthew. You're awesome. Very exciting. Steve in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. It's good to hear your voice.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, I was calling to get in on that conversation about the awakening and the dual nature of man. I wanted to share a couple of my beliefs and thoughts and get your feedback on it.
Sure.
That man's basically a spiritual being that's tied to a physical existence, and that at the same time we're individuals and we are one being. We're like drops in an ocean or leaves on a tree or...
Well, we're definitely tied into other people.
Yeah, like brains in a brain cell, and that we're at a stage now that we have enough people, we're at a critical mass, that we're kind of like that space baby in 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that a depopulation scheme would serve to, like, jack a needle into the back of our head, suck our brains out, and try to abort us before we actually get to wake up.
No, that's exactly. The New World Order wants to abort us. They've made the calculations. All they can do is set a grid up and kill us. They know we're going to resist. They know we're going to win, and so they're setting up the police state grid to kill people.
Yeah, so what I'd like to suggest is that we have a coordinated prayer attack, with the prayer being, just simple, "Oh, God, guide me." And for people all over the planet to say this prayer at noon and at midnight, at dawn and at dusk, and if you're hardcore, every hour. And this would help to kickstart the
Well,
true
I've
awakening of the body of man.
always loved that Christian prayer, and I appreciate your call that lead, guide, and direct me, make me a vessel to help people and to be good, help me to be virtuous, help me to be strong, help me not to hurt others, help me to know the truth. And it's that simple. And even if you don't believe in God, if you every day or sit down for 5 minutes and meditate. By meditate, I don't mean like a yogi. I mean, think about the world. Think about what's really important. Slow down a little bit. Get in that quiet place. Because anytime I get death threats or get persecuted or get lied about, sometimes I get bummed out a little. And I always just sit down and think about it and say, God, and God says, look, think about all these innocents you're saving. Think about humanity. Think about all the courage it took before you to bring all of us to this point. This is part of your mission. And then I'm not worried about whatever happens to me. Whatever happens, no matter how horrible it is or how much they demonize me or what they make up about me, I know in the end I'm good. I know in the end I tried. I know in the end I did the best job I could. It was rags before God, but it was that my heart was right and that I repented and I wanted to be a good person. And I wanted to have courage and stand up. And then you get to the point almost where I have really no fear. And I almost wish I had the fear because then it made me a little more frosty and concerned. I've kind of just gotten where the explosions are going off around me and I'm not even paying attention to them. But I still have the fear for innocence, and I have the anger that innocents are being abused. And so that's the real fuel that drives my reactor. We're going to come back, take a bunch more calls on the other side of this quick break.
I know your anger. I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
I was trying to have the guys find me that article from the Wall Street Journal about the U.S. being 35% of GDP 10 years ago, global GDP. Global gross product, I guess, would be the term, and how it's now down to 22. They didn't find that. They found another one from December 22nd, 2009, Wall Street Journal. Economists react, GDP revision surprisingly large, and it just shows the big drop in 2008, 2009. But I'm looking for the global gross product. But we'll see if we can find that. This is the search. Try this. U.S. share of global domestic product or U.S. share of gross product drops to 22%. I think that was the headline. Let's go back to your phone calls. Bunch of news coming up at the 8 after in the next hour. Continuing with calls.